So remember how we talked about the investigation and things that would transpire? Okay. And I told you I'm always going to tell you guys the truth. There's no secrets here, right? So based off of our investigation at this point, right, we have determined that there's probable cause to go ahead and charge you for what happened. Okay.
Please come out here, Christopher.
No.
It's okay. It's okay.
No. Okay. So listen.
More than once, we have seen cases on social media or in the news of parents who take their children's lives or abuse them. However, this case could be considered different, though it remains yet another tragic example of child abuse or death. But what can we truly consider murder? Are all deaths the result of prior planning by a killer, or are there other circumstances? Christopher Schultes is a drug addict and alcoholic and has a history far from deserving a Father of the Year nomination. His background and what we'll see next are proof of that.
And what are you reporting?
She was in the car sleeping. She's unresponsive.
Okay. And who is she?
Please.
Who
My
is she?
daughter. My daughter. Please.
And this was out in the driveway?
Yes.
Is she still breathing?
No, she's not breathing right now.
Okay, we need to start CPR right now.
Yes, we are. We're starting CPR, yes. Oh my God.
How long has it been?
Half hour.
You didn't have to call.
It was, but it turns off. I've been checking. My God.
Okay, is she breathing yet?
Is she breathing? No.
Initially, the police receive a distressed and desperate call from Christopher Schultes and his wife. In the call, they mention that their young daughter is not breathing after being left asleep in the car exposed to the high temperatures of the day with the air conditioning turned off. The climate control system shut off automatically after 30 minutes, trapping the child in a stifling environment.
The AC was on.
What car was
Are
it?
you guys all here for my MDX?
The one parked
In the
outside?
driveway.
The black one? Okay.
The blue.
Or blue.
Are you guys here for me?
We're
Yeah, we want to do everything we can to help. That's why you have so many of us.
Despite attempting to resuscitate her with CPR, the child still wasn't breathing. Immediately after the call, the police headed to Christopher's home, while his wife rushes their daughter to the hospital. An hour later, the hospital confirms the child's death due to heat stroke. Literally, while the despicable father remained inside his house doing absolutely nothing, his daughter was burning and suffocating inside the car at nearly 109 degrees Fahrenheit.
We weren't able to change anything for her. She wasn't breathing on her own. We didn't have a pulse. So we continued the CPR and in order to try to regain that. I don't know what that's going to look like from this point. Okay. As you know, she's very hot right now, and we're going to do everything we can to mitigate that. So with that said, I have some folks who are coming by. They're with the fire department, and they're going to help you walk through some of the things. Now, I understand that your wife went with her, correct? Okay. So, and we have some other folks that are going to meet her over there as well. Okay. So, along with the law enforcement and our community assistance people, they'll walk through some of the things, get you ready to go down to the hospital. Okay. Do you have? I'm very sorry for this. This is not something we ever planned for. Chris, do you have any questions for me? Oh my God.
Generally, when it comes to psychopathic murders, we don't encounter the devastating scene of a father writhing in emotional pain after realizing that his daughter has died because of him. After all, when we hear the word murder, we immediately associate it with the label psychopath, leading us to believe that such a person is inherently evil and must be kept as far away as possible from our scrupulous society. In the worst cases, we might even think they should be executed to ensure they are never part of it again. However, what's curious about this case is that from the very beginning and throughout the entire situation, Christopher does not appear to fit the profile of a psychopathic murderer. On the contrary, he seems to experience some degree of empathy and remorse for what happened, and acknowledging that his daughter's death was a consequence of his negligence. This contradicts the common image of a ruthless, unscrupulous, child-abusing father. So why is Christopher considered a murderer and abuser of his youngest daughter who died inside a vehicle after being left there while she slept? Is Christopher Schultes truly a murderer for irresponsibly leaving his daughter asleep in the car, or was it simply a brutal act of negligence? In a summary of all the details gathered in the investigation against him, Christopher pleaded not guilty to his daughter's death, arguing that he had never been negligent with her before and that this was an isolated mistake. He also claimed that the child was inside a vehicle for no more than 45 minutes.
In the garage, but
And how long was she sleeping in the car out there?
I want to say it was no more than 30-45 minutes, and I don't think the air was off that entire time. I think there was a time in between. I had checked on her last, it was still running, she was still sleeping, and then when I went back out, the car was off.
However, he later admitted to struggling with alcohol and illicit substances, casting doubt on his version of events and making it difficult to see him as a responsible father. So, Christopher Schultes, what are you really? Investigating Christopher's family, we discovered that his 9-year-old daughter told detectives that this was not the first time her father had irresponsibly left her and her younger sister locked inside the car. She also mentioned that she had witnessed multiple arguments between her parents due to Christopher's negligent behavior toward them. Ultimately, she stated that this series of actions led to her younger sister's death. On the other hand, conversations were found in which his wife repeatedly begged him to stop drinking, arguing that he was merely replacing drugs with alcohol. In her messages, she warned him that the garbage he was consuming was destroying both him and their family. In other texts, she pleaded with him not to stop being careless with their daughters, to stop leaving them locked in the car under extreme temperatures, and to stop mistreating her whenever he was drunk. Later, it was revealed that Christopher had even gone to the extreme of driving while intoxicated at over 130 kilometers per hour with his daughters in the back seat. When the police arrived besides the scene, I will show you later, something curious happened.
Just to let you know, I don't want to feel like we're intruding, but we're gonna have to stand by with you for a while. All right.
Is there a reason why?
So any death we have to treat like a crime scene. I know this is extremely difficult for you. This is a normal process that we have to follow through with. I don't want you to be blindsided by anything, but that's what's going to be going on for right now, okay?
So I'm being treated like a murderer?
No.
I just lost my video.
Not at all. I know that. And I know this isn't easy for you. That's why I'm trying to be straightforward and honest with you, okay? I don't want to keep any secrets. I don't want to hide anything for you. Someone's going to talk to you about what happened, though. All right? We will keep you updated with everything.
My whole family, my whole family's gonna be ruined.
We'll be alright. So we can't let you do that right now. We have to stand by with you. Okay? As soon as you can, we will let you
You can stay
know.
in the room if you want, but I'm not gonna talk to you.
I know this isn't easy for you, but the quicker we get this done and finish up, the sooner you can be with your wife. All right?
I'm
We
trying
need
to
stand
rinse
by
off
with you.
so I can go to the
I know,
hospital
but
to be with my wife.
we're not going to shower or anything right now. You need to stand by with us.
I don't understand why.
Okay?
Hey guys, stop everything. This man wants to take a shower. Literally, the guy wanted to take a shower right after learning that his daughter was dead. And well, obviously the police couldn't allow him to bath because he would literally wash away all the evidence from his body in case he had caused her death with his own hands. But the worst part isn't just that. The worst part is that he looked annoyed at the police for making such a terrible and unpleasant request.
Please.
I don't understand why.
I tried explaining that to you. We just need to stand by
And I'm
with you.
standing by. Why can't I take
I
a
know.
shower while you stand by? What is?
It's not necessary right now. I'm not going to stand here and watch you shower. There'll be time for that, but it's not right now, okay?
Insane. Knowing all this, it's clear that Christopher is not in his right mind. He's a terrible father, a negligent husband, and a danger to both his family and society. Driving at high speeds under the influence of drugs with his daughters in the backseat isn't just irresponsible, it's downright sick. Perhaps Chris didn't intend to kill his daughter at the moment, but there's no doubt that her death was a direct consequence of his irresponsibility and his stupid decisions. Leaving her inside the car at extreme temperatures while he was at home playing video games and watching pornography is an unacceptable level of negligence. But the most absurd was that he knew the vehicle's air conditioning system turned off every 30 minutes, and yet he left her there.
They got home about 2:45 or so, and then we've just been hanging out at home. She was sleeping in the car, and I had the car on. But it has a sensor where like every 30 minutes or so it'll turn off if you haven't moved. I swore she was in the house playing with her sisters like she always does. Just been.
Call me crazy, but even an animal wouldn't be treated that way. Chris is a danger, and if he was capable of driving recklessly under the influence, it's terrifying to think that what else he might be capable of in the future. This type of person is among the worst. Not only is he responsible, but he is also manipulative and an extreme liar. He deceived his wife, making her believe he would change just because he switched from one drug to another. He put his daughter's life at risk on numerous occasions. Perhaps he isn't the kind of murderer who meticulously plans his crimes, but that makes him even worse. He's the type of person from whom no one would ever expect a fatal act, precisely because of his sheer stupidity. Personally, I have known all kinds of mothers and fathers, even those negligent ones who leave their children sleeping on the edge of the bed, fully aware that they might fall, which is already responsible, but I have never known anyone who endangers their children's lives in the most absurd ways possible, all because they can't control their most basic impulses. And as far as we know, Christopher was good for absolutely nothing at home. He simply existed. His wife, a doctor by profession, worked at a hospital and financially supported the entire family, while he had one simple task: to take care of his daughters. But he couldn't even do that. Instead of fulfilling his responsibility, he left them locked in the car under extreme temperatures with the excuse of not wanting to wake them up, while he stayed at home playing video games, drinking alcohol, and watching pornography. But this case couldn't get any worse, as in the end his wife decided to defend her husband, claiming that he wasn't really a bad person, that it was just a mistake like any other slip up, as if buying something wrong at a supermarket could be compared to his repeated, almost inherent behavior of being a complete danger to his entire family. And in some ways, I understand why his wife does that. It's a desperate attempt to fall back into the same toxic relationships she once had with her husband, a man who urgently needs help and, above all, someone who cannot be part of our society until he stops being so selfish as to prefer following his basic impulses and addictions problems rather than trying to fix them for the sake of his family. Honestly, I'm not making this criticism with the intention of offending the family, nor, for what matter, the little girl who passed away because she had no one around who truly cared for her. I truly hope that her father remains in prison for the crime he committed, as he really cannot be allowed to roam freely in our society, much less be around his daughters, given that he's not capable of doing so. Above all, I hope the mother comes to her sense, opens her eyes, and realizes that saving her husband from going to prison will not resolve anything, nor will it change him for the sake of both her daughter and her son. Thank y'all for watching this video. Please let me know what you think about this terrible case. I'll be reading your comments. Bye bye.